wish it was worth the try.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of the Beach Boys. Bacula FM back here with a new joint. It is season 3, episode 2. Well, last time you saw us, we had just defeated Havant and Waterlooville 3-2. Tyrone Sterling with that 93-minute winner on the free kick after Kavan Miley fouled him right outside the area to get sent off. From there, it has been a pretty weird season, I'll be honest. It's been good, but it's been kind of frustrating as well in a few ways. So we went out, beat Hampton Richmond 3-0. Parkinson, Correa, and Cope with the goals. Then we beat Carshalton 4-0. Ollie Mulders, Jake Cope, Yassine Anaya grabbing the goals there. Then we played Dartford, and we ended with a 1-1 draw. That was a frustrating one. Cope scoring again there. Then we bounced back against Weldstone 2-0. Anaya and Correa with the goals. Hungerford 0-0 away from home. Again, not ideal. Hungerford turning into a little bit of a bogey team for us. Then we came up against Hemel Hempstead. Yassine Anaya was sent off after Billy Medlock's opener. Then they had a player sent off. We scored through Sterling, but it ended 1-1. Then we faced Walton and Hersham in the FA Cup second qualifying round. We won 1-0. Brian Galak, our on-loan Polish striker, with the one goal to give us the win. But we completely dominated this game, and it should have been a lot more. Then we went back home against St. Albans and 3-0 win, comfortable there. And now we've gotten into October, and October's been an extremely strange month. So we started it off with a 1-1 draw in, again, an absolute domination away from home, and somehow just not converting our chances. And then we came back home, and we played to a 2-2 draw, late equalizer from Chesham. They weren't in the game whatsoever. We should have been up by 5 or 6 by halftime, and we let them back in the game, and they punished us for it. In the replay against Oxford City, it finished 1-1 again, but this time Oxford played us off the park at home. We did win on penalties. And then we finished our unbeaten start to the National South season. But again, draw. Cheap goal given up early on. And Jake Cope with the equalizer in the 13th minute. Knocked on the door all game long. Couldn't knock it down. Same goes. Cheap goal in the 18th minute to Western Supermare. Aaron Pollock equalized in the 40th. But that was it. And so then we came home to Chippenham. Gave up a cheap goal early on, couldn't grab an equalizer with a much changed side, and we're out of the FA Cup at the 4th qualifying round. So disappointment there. But we have 2 massive games here to bounce back. Surprisingly, Slough sit top of the table, but we have a chance here. If we win, we will go top. And then we will face Dulwich Hamlet, who are down in 9th. We were going to be facing Hendon in 3rd, but it will be that game was rearranged due to the pitch conditions, so it will be Slough and Dulwich Hamlet today. So we're going to go ahead and jump ahead to those matches. All right, so we are back, and we've got a pretty settled team here, as you can see. The way that we've been going, it won't look too different from what you've seen. We have a couple of players that just, for whatever reason, we were playing extremely well. Correa especially was playing off the charts. And we have a very settled tactic, settled team, and it just hasn't come off. It really hasn't. I don't know why that's ticked. I don't want to go that. It isn't coming off for us recently. So, I wanted to talk about this guy. Okay. I have issues. So, we brought this guy in on trial, Ewan Pollock. And looking at his yeah, there's a lot of red arrows, and that's mainly because we can't train every day. But he's 19 years old. We bring him in on a free, 5-star potential ability. We're looking at 13s on finishing and first touch, 9 heading, good penalty taking just in case, and really, really good physicals. And the guy hasn't done a thing. Everything says that he should be a top player at this level. And he's been absolutely atrocious for the expectations. Yeah, he just hasn't. It hasn't been there. I've tried him in the cup. I've tried him in the league, mainly off the bench, but he's just not. He's not doing it for us. So we're gonna go with this team. So you'll recognize some of the. So Bishop, who's in on loan, Sterling, Pollock, Clark, and Jarvis across the back. Parkinson, Taylor, and Correa make up the midfield. Connor Hunt, aka Hunter the Hungry. Jake Cope, he is our top goal scorer right now, and he's been really, really good. 7 goals in 13 appearances with a 7.3 average rating, but no assists from the right. And then you see Anaya up top, 6 goals and an assist to his name in 12 games. He's played pretty well for us. I do want to bring up Jake Cope. The opposition can't cope. Hunter the Hungry and can't cope. I like it. We have not been on a good run. We've been on an extremely poor run. I don't really have anything to say with that to them except play well, do better, win the game. We're up against Lofttown. It's a top of the table clash. Sterling put under early pressure here. You can see here right at the top, we do have a game in hand still as we got a free kick early on. Hunt, not sure who that was aimed at. Cleared easily enough by Slough. Can Hunt just get to this? He can, and Jarvis really levered it forward, putting them under pressure. But now Bellickley coming forward, Kavanaugh. We need to avoid conceding here. Moore's through. Oh my God. Well, it's the same story as the last about 10 games, it feels like. Concede cheap early goals. I don't really know what to do about it, quite honestly. Pollock just loses the ball and then Moore's through, finishes easily. It's disgusting. They scored from their first shot on target, and it's happening with alarming regularity. That drops us down all the way to 4th, and we haven't done a thing yet in terms of threatening them. They have a throw here. They're keeping us pinned in up towards Kavanaugh. Cleared by Clark. It's a second for Slough. Well, they played us off the park the opening 20 minutes. 2 cheap goals to concede. The initial ball in wasn't dealt with. Correa's clearance goes straight to Hill, and then he just levers a left-footed shot in. Incredibly poor, just all around on both goals. You can see everybody's fit, and no one's playing well. Not a one of them. Jarvis with a good interception there. Maybe Anaya can bring us into it. He cannot. Taylor here. Maybe we can just get something going. Really slowing things down. Correa, he's got space to run into, but they're doing a really good job of just cutting off our passing lanes. That ball's forward to Anaya. Cut out. Hunt is first to the second ball, though. Hunt with a long diagonal up towards Cope. He heads it well wide. What was... better, I guess. I'm kind of at a loss. You guys have caught me at an extremely weird time because I was flying at the top of the league. And this is starting to feel very, very familiar in a very negative way. They've got another throw here as we're getting towards halftime, and we need halftime desperately because I'm worried we're about to concede a third as that's off the bar. That was very nearly an extremely embarrassing goal to concede. It is a corner, though. I've had 4 shots. All 4 of them have been on target. Parkinson fouled. I really thought we had just given a penalty away. I'm going to absolutely lay into these players. Look at this. It's absurd. They've all played terribly. I don't know. All of my best players are playing and fit and healthy and in the tactic they've been performing in all season. And this last month, they've all just decided to go completely off the boil. I don't really know what to make of it. Hopefully a good scream at halftime wakes them up. I don't know if we have enough time to. That's off the post from Hunt. Oh, you guys should have seen Ewan Pollock in the player I was talking about earlier. Ewan Pollock he's about to come on because Anaya has played. I mean, he's been abysmal. Hunt debating hooking him as well. So it looks like Billickley will get their first yellow card, but Ewan Pollock, who's just come on for us, he's been completely snake bit, like kicking the ball against the post from 2 yards out, kicking it straight at the keeper, stuff of that nature. Is Hunt, saved by Jonkerman. Very central, very simple. I don't know, folks. I'm just changing things at this point. We've got to go very attacking because we've got 15 minutes. I'm going to use my last couple of subs here. I'm going to bring off Hunt for Iyamu. This is about what I've got to give in terms of dice rolls. The only thing that may help us is Iyamu is extremely good from set pieces. As he's over one here. Cope off the bar. I mean, you guys can see. It's like there's a lid on the goal for us. Yeah. Yeah, if you guys have I don't know, if you have anything that can turn this around, please leave it in the comments because I'm searching for answers. And I'm not finding any. Not with this current batch of players, even though they're all good enough to be winning these games. I don't have that poor of a locker room atmosphere, I don't think, unless these losses are affecting people more than, or excuse me, we've only lost 1 game the entire season. You'd think that we were just on a complete losing streak. This is going to be our first league loss of the season. Wow. What have I even just watched? That was horrific. I'm sorry to have put you all through that. Well, the upside is that we can bounce back. We only have 2 days in between that and the next game, and no one wants to get there quicker than me. So let's go ahead and skip ahead to the match, and hopefully we can make something a little bit better of that. All right, so we're back for the next match. I'm shaking things up a little bit just to try to get some kind of reaction out of the players. So it's Bishop in goal, Sterling, Pollock, Clark, and Jarvis across the back. Mulder's in, I've changed this to a deep lying playmaker role. Taylor and Correa. I've brought in Iyamu for Hunt. Cope's still on the right, and then I'm starting Ewan Pollock against my better judgment, but I'm just trying to get some kind of reaction out of these guys because in the last 7 matches, we still haven't won. We've got 2 losses and 5 draws, if I'm counting correctly. And we need to bounce back against what is a pretty good Dulwich Hamlet team, but who are underperforming in the league. So we need to take our chance here away from home. It is time to put an end to this poor run of form. So get out and do it. Come on. We've still got a chance to keep our title hopes alive, even after that disappointing loss to Slough. We still have a game in hand. We still have a chance, but they have a highlight. And if we concede early again, Fitzgerald goes just wide. If we concede another early goal, then yeah, I mean, you can't keep doing that and expect to win matches. We have to take the lead at some point in one of these games. Correa on the ball, being patient, which I at least like, but then he's turned it on with a ball forward to Pollock, which is a very good one. Scott's gone in, and Pollock's just run away from the ball. He's that out of confidence that he's just running away from the ball. Mulders collects. Cope wins the header, and he's first to the second ball. Can Cope do something here? Jake Cope, he is absolutely flying this season. 8th goal of the season, in off the underside of the bar. When he gets running at a defense, there is no stopping Jake Cope at the moment. McGugan slid in on Correa. Cope powered past everybody, then put it high into the net. What a goal from Jake Cope, and the Concord Rangers fans behind the goal are loving it. Now let's get a second. What do you say as they have a throw here? They're playing it out from the back. Walcott here up to Ferguson. They're looking long for Kelly, headed away by Pollock. Correa on the ball now, out wide for Cope. Oh, this could be good if we could grab a second here. So early on, in towards a Yamu from Cope, but Ferguson able to collect. McGugan on the ball. Another long ball forward, but only ever finding Sterling. This highlight's gone on for a while. This could be a good sign. Out wide for Cope. He's in space. Will he run inside again? He does, and he gets the penalty. Well, there's only one man who's going to take it, and it's Ewan Pollock, because he's going to score his first goal for Concord Rangers on the live comm. He was just waiting to impress everybody. It's saved. You know what? Never mind. He's never scoring. Are you kidding me? 13 finishing, 9 composure, and it's saved. The kid he can't buy a goal at the minute, and he may never score for the team. He's a 4-star player at 19 years old, and he's come in and done absolutely nothing. His confidence is it's just absolutely in the toilet. Yamu over the corner. Clark at the far post, headed away. Mulders to Cope. Correa from distance, but well wide. Highlight from the goal kick here. Mulders first to it. Correa back to Clark. Clark looking for Pollock up top. Can Pollock at least play in the others he has? Yamu's down the left. He's worked it out to Sterling. Sterling in towards Pollock. It's come out to Correa. Correa off the bar. Correa scored a couple of screamers, but not today. I can't believe Pollock missed that penalty. 11 penalties, 13 finishing. Good defending there. Last-ditch stuff from Concord at that moment. Ayamu's over another corner. It's come in towards Pollock, right near the penalty spot. It's come out for Cope. I mean, the man is on a different level when he is feeling it. And 9th goal of the season. What a stunner from Jake Cope. These Concord fans behind the goal are getting an utter treat. Cope played a 1-2 with Taylor, and then with the left foot just puts it right in the top corner. What a goal. Jake Cope. He's been a joy to watch at times this season, and we lead 2-0 Dulwich Hamlet as we approach halftime. They do have a highlight, though. Ugalumba, McGugan, Mola, Ferguson, McGugan, Back to Mola. It seems like they're just trying to draw us out here. Out wide for Kone. Kelly. It was a tame header in the end, thankfully. Bishop able to easily deal with it. McGugan, though, with a free kick. Headed away well. They still have a chance here. 1 minute to go to halftime. Just need to get to halftime at 2-0. Makes such a difference. McGugan out wide. Cross well blocked, and that was well done from the defense all around. You can see we're still just 2 points off Slough with a game in hand, so we have a chance. Despite all of the draws and that loss to Slough, we still have a chance to get back into it. Don't let your performance levels drop. I do need to tell Jake Cope that he's been really good. I don't want to demotivate him. The one man that has to come off, and I hate to drag him off at halftime, but he's just never, ever going to score for us. Yassine Anaya will come on, and hopefully he'll be spurred on by the fact that, one, the man in front of him has done absolutely nothing to help himself, as Anaya's immediately onto the ball after a mistake from Walcott. Looks like Walcott will be booked here as well. Got a free kick in a good area. We'll see if it turns into a highlight. It's just a ticking off, as they say. But the highlight continues. Anaya to the far post, not an on, but Crean able to catch. Well, Dulwich Hamlet enjoyed one. It looks like Anaya is going to be booked now. You've been on the field 3 minutes. You couldn't wait to get booked. We got a throw here, Jarvis. But, Dulwich Hamlet were promoted in the first season. They've immediately come down after 1 year in the National League. So, not the model, if I dare say. Iyamu here on the box shot, never making it through the massive bodies in the area. Hendon currently being held by Hampton and Richmond, so hopefully that can continue. We're on 60 minutes now, and I'm just looking around. Correa is probably the man to be hooked at the moment. Going to bring Owen Ashton on. Owen Ashton's actually played extremely well at times this season, but he's had a couple of matches where you just say, what are you doing, son? Anaya here out on the wing, Cope, Taylor, Ashton slid through for Iyamu. That was really well worked, actually. Iyamu could have done better, but we do earn the corner. Iyamu has a good delivery on him for sure. To the far post to Anaya. Mulder's chasing this down but won't beat Adeloy to it. And Hendon have taken the lead as well and gone top of the league in the process. Iyamu, what a ball in. Jake Cope with his 10th of the season to round off his hat trick. Dulwich cannot cope with Jake Cope. What a ball from Iyamu as well. Look at the curl on that. Went over the head of Jake Taylor and right to the foot of Cope. First time finish. Is there a hint of offside? Yeah, there's more than a hint. Oh, wait, no, but I guess Cope was onside. So it's a hat trick for Jake Cope. He's got all 3 of our goals today. And maybe someone else can get in on the act. Cope has been absolutely vital in making this push. Just some great goals scored along the way. And we've earned another penalty. Let me make sure that the right player is taking it. It is going to be Yassine Anaya taking it, not Iyamu. Anaya over the penalty. Can he improve on what Pollock did? Nope, he did exactly the same. Wow. 2 pens missed in one game. Normally you'd lament that but Jake Cope's hat trick has made it a lot easier to swallow. Fitzgerald now for them. Ferguson in the box. It seemed like Bishop probably should have got to that. Yeah, and I don't know if it's the system I'm playing or what, but my strikers are playing like extremely poorly this season, just across the board. It's been kind of tough to watch. Clifford with the corner, headed away. Pollock clears only as far as Kelly, who blazes over. Whew. Breathe a sigh of relief on that one. Well, you've seen a much better performance from a much more motivated Rangers team as we hit the bar again. Would it be interested to see the amount of times we've hit the woodwork today? Iyamu over this. Crean catches. Crean has put in some kind of performance. Only a 7.1 for 2 penalty saves, so Bishop catches off of the free kick. He's got Iyamu in loads of space. He asks for Anaya over the top. Anaya's one-on-one. Well, he wasn't really one-on-one, but that was a very, very good chance. Hampton and Richmond have equalized against Hendon as well. Sterling into Mulders. Ashton switches the play to Jarvis. Really well done. Jarvis for Cope. Well, Cope can't get his fourth. I am going to bring off Cope, bring in Connor Hunt, because it seems kind of cruel to leave him out there. Clark will take this out wide for Hunt. This should just about do it as we cross the 93-minute mark. We've played all 3 added minutes. Sterling in for Anaya, and Anaya caps things off with our 4th goal of the day. It's Tyrone Sterling with a great assist as well, and a comprehensive victory against Dulwich Hamlet. Well, the shakeup worked, folks. It would appear that it worked. It looks like it's motivated some players. Cope, showing faith in Cope. He's come out and grabbed a hat trick. They'll have just enough time to kick off before the referee blows a whistle. Or maybe a bit more. Will cope with an absolutely storming performance. They cannot cope. It looks like Hendon actually scored a 4th to win that game. Very happy with the result. We go into this game against Hendon. They're second. They are our game in hand, I do believe, because that game was postponed for the pitch conditions, so Hendon will likely be our game in hand. I won't prolong this episode any more than I need to. We'll take a look at our schedule and see where we can look to come back. I'll probably look around the new year to come back on this one. Give it a couple more months and just see if this title challenge is for real. You can see, wow, the schedulers knew what they were doing. So we play Hendon, Slough, and Borehamwood, 3 of the top teams in the division, all right towards the end in the last month of the season. Woking as well in there. So this will be a hell of a run. But as it stands, unless we make it to some serious rounds of the FA Trophy, I won't really be showing any of that. But we'll probably look to the new year. You've already seen me play a couple of these teams, so maybe I'll shoot for the end of January, Dartford and Wealdstone, and we can go from there. If you have enjoyed this If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and please subscribe to the channel to follow all of the Beach Boys. This has been an interesting season. The title race is shaping up nicely as we approach the halfway mark. And yeah, we've got a lot of big games coming up, and hopefully you will join me for all of them. And until next time, up the Beach Boys.
I just didn't hide.